Have you ever made a design, you step back, you look at it, and you just think, something's messy? Well, today we're going to dive into the one simple fix that can instantly make your UI look so much cleaner, so much more professional. Let's get right into it. You know that feeling, right? If you're a designer, a developer, you've definitely been there. You're staring at your work and thinking, why does this look so off? It's just missing that professional polish. It's a super common frustration, but believe me, the fix is way simpler than you think. Okay, get this. In probably 90% of cases, the real problem, it's not your colors. It's not your fonts. Nope, it's your spacing. And today we're going to talk about the one system that solves this problem for good. It's called the 8-point grid rule. All right, let's talk about the real mistake. What's the biggest thing that makes a UI look messy, disorganized, and let's be honest, kind of cheap? The answer, almost every single time, is random spacing. Just look at this. On the left, you've got pure chaos. A 10-pixel gap here or a 13-pixel margin over there. We just throw these arbitrary numbers at the screen and then we're surprised when the result doesn't look polished. But on the right, that's a system. And the key takeaway here is so simple. You cannot expect a perfect, polished outcome from random, chaotic inputs. It just doesn't work that way. And these little random values, they have a huge negative impact. They make the whole UI feel unbalanced. They completely destroy the visual hierarchy that's supposed to guide a user's eye, and it just creates a confusing experience. And what's the end result? The whole design just looks amateurish. So what's the fix for all this mess? Well, professional designers have a secret, and it's a beautifully simple rule that builds a rock-solid foundation for pretty much any interface you can imagine. It's called the 8-point grid rule, and it is exactly what it sounds like. It's a system where every single one of your spacing, padding, and margin values are a multiple of 8. That's it. That is the entire rule. It's really that simple. Now, you might be asking, why 8? Well, 8 is kind of a magic number because most screen resolutions are divisible by 8. This makes scaling your designs across all kinds of different devices, we're talking phones, giant monitors, you name it, incredibly clean and predictable. It helps prevent those blurry half pixels and just keeps everything looking crisp and sharp. So these numbers right here, these are your new best friends. Seriously. Instead of just guessing and pulling a number out of thin air, you just pick from this sequence, 8, 16, 24, 32, and on and on. It's this consistent rhythm that creates that beautiful harmony in your design. So why does this one little rule work so incredibly well? Well, it's because it forces you to be consistent. This simple little constraint naturally leads to a cleaner UI, it maintains visual balance, and it makes it way easier for users to scan the interface. If you just follow the 8-point rule, I promise your UI will automatically look more modern and professional. Okay, but talk is cheap, right? Let's look at a quick before and after so you can see for yourself just how powerful this one tiny change can really be. All right, take a look at this card. It just feels a little off, doesn't it? And that's because the spacing is totally random. You've got 13 pixels of margin here, 22 pixels of padding over there. These arbitrary values create this subtle visual tension that your brain picks up on, and it just feels wrong. And now, boom, look at the difference. All we did was adjust those values to the nearest multiple of 8. That 13 pixel margin, it's now 16. The 22 pixel padding, it's now 24. And suddenly, the whole card just feels balanced and clean. We didn't change a single color, not one font. The entire transformation came just from fixing the spacing. That right there is the power of using a system. So, how can you start using this right now? To make it super easy for you, here's a quick cheat sheet with some really solid starting points for the most common UI elements you'll be working with. So for a heading, try using 24 pixels of space above it and maybe 16 pixels below. For your buttons, a padding of 16 pixels vertically and 24 horizontally is a really great combo. Inside a card UI, 24 or 32 pixels usually works beautifully. And when you're separating bigger sections of your page, go for something larger, like 48 or 64 pixels. These are just fantastic, super reliable starting points. So here's the main takeaway. The one thing to remember, make a commitment. From now on, just avoid those random numbers like 11 pixels, 13 pixels, or 27 pixels. They are the enemy of clean design. Just stick to the system. And really, that's the big idea here. It really makes you wonder, right? If one simple rule can have such a huge, dramatic impact on your work, What other systems could you use to elevate your design process? Because this isn't just about spacing. It's about choosing deliberate, thoughtful systems over making random choices.